So, part three to this. I didn't think this was going to be this long, but yeah. That's because I wanted to go into details and to give y'all a heads up if this is what y'all been going through, get out of this relationship. So, saying fuck you and calling you a bitch is not normal or acceptable in a healthy relationship. People get frustrated, sure, but respect doesn't disappear when someone is angry. When a partner crosses that line, it damages trust, it creates fear or insecurity, it shows a lack of emotional control. A partner who respects you does not talk to you like that. The fact that he said it multiple times is even more important. A true slip up is rare and followed by real remorse, responsibilities, a change in behavior, but multiple slip ups mean it's a pattern, not an accident. People reveal who they really are when they're mad, and he revealed it. Disrespect, contempt, lack of emotional maturity. Then he tried to backpedal to smooth things over. And I was right to trust my intuition. I directly asked him, is this how he felt? Because he kept slipping up saying a lot of crazy shit out his mouth. And the the reason my gut said he does mean it is because people rarely say extremely specific insults by accident. I never in my life, with all the crazy and horrible relationships I've ever been in my life, I never had a man slip up and said fuck you to me or call me out my name. No man I ever dealt with ever called me a bitch. Okay? Some men had tried to give me their ass to kiss because they didn't like what I said or they didn't like the fact that I chose myself and walked away. And this is where shit got really crazy between me and him. But let me read the rest that I wrote to y'all, okay? So, the tone during an argument reveals his real thoughts about me. He didn't take responsibility. He kept doing it again and again. And I saw the pattern. And my gut instincts was recognizing that pattern too. So I called him out on it. And he didn't like it. This type of behavior that could turn into emotional abuse. This doesn't automatically mean he's a full-blown abuser, but emotionally abusive relationships often starts with name-calling, disrespect, joking insults, anger outbursts. Then I didn't mean it, excuse. Then the repeating cycle. It starts small and gradually becomes more normal. So I left. It's like at one point I went through almost 2.5 weeks without speaking to this man, 3 weeks, and he kept texting and calling, texting and calling. At one point, he was using different numbers to contact me because he saw that he was blocked. And here's another thing that I noticed about him that was a red flag. He would get so angry that I blocked him because he clearly is the type of man that doesn't like to be told no, but he's clearly the type of man that don't like to be blocked. If you choose your self-respect and dignity and you choose yourself first rather than choose him, he will get angry about that. He doesn't like it when you block him because to him, blocking him, it doesn't show a sign of respect to you and yourself. It shows disrespect to him. Because men like that can't take it. Oh, it hurts their ego. So, before this relationship escalated, I left. And I felt good about it because I already saw the signs of this going to gradually to become more worse than what it is now. I wasn't going to be anybody's story or their victim. So by me removing myself from this relationship, I removed myself from the tension, the disrespect, the inconsistency, the emotional confusion, and I wanted to protect my peace. A partner, in my eyes, should always make you feel safe, valued, supported, respected, not insulted or verbally attacked. I always told him, and here's another thing, because I always told him, and he would never take my advice, to stop being so quick to anger and minimizing my feelings. Because that was another thing he did, was minimize my feelings and blaming me for his words. Another red flag. So another thing that he did, which I thought that was so petty, so immature, and I call him a bitch for this one, because I felt like he was being a bitch about it. I said, this entire time, this man was being a bitch. And a man that acts like this and treats a woman like this, you're not a real man. You are a bitch. An emotional, unintelligent bitch. Because here's another thing he did. So I had a conversation with him a few weeks back about me replacing my phone. And he offered to buy me a phone. And it took about maybe 2 weeks to get the phone. And in the process of waiting for this phone to come, he gradually started getting a little more aggressive, a little more, defensive, and a little more disrespectful. Now, here's the part where I really, truly fucking hate that a man does to a woman, is when they think because they being nice and generous to you, spends money on you, do something nice for you, as to buying a phone, they think it's okay to disrespect you. They think it's okay to cross boundaries whenever they want. And I made myself pretty clear on this towards him, that just because you've been doing something nice for me doesn't give you the green flag, or it doesn't give you the right to disrespect me. I don't give a shit on how much stuff you buy me. I don't give a shit what you do for me. As a man who's supposed to be in love and be with a woman, you're in a relationship with this woman that you're supposed to be love and care for. No man, no mature, self-respecting man will ever disrespect a woman or hold anything over her head because you bought her something. I don't give a shit what you buy me or how much stuff you buy me. Let me say that again. It does not give you the right of way to disrespect me. And then 2, I don't give a shit of how many days you had that was bad. I don't care if you was in an incident with anybody or you had a bad day. Don't take your anger out on me because you're going through something personally. And this would happen more times than I would like to count, where he will come to me with a shittiest attitude because he's not doing great. And mind you, this man goes to therapy. This man lives in a halfway house. So he was frustrated with all of this. He was frustrated with the fact that his life and things in it was going crazy. He was going through so much episodes of what personal shit he had over there. I don't know what he was going through over there. But coming to me after having a hard day with your disrespect and your attitude was uncalled for. And I didn't need it. I felt like I was his emotional punching bag at the moment because he felt like he wanted to use me as his emotional punching bag for all the shit he went through. And this happened more times than I would like to count. I can't even tell you the stress that this shit put on me. Because here's the thing, and let me tell y'all something. Before I even got in a relationship with this guy, I was at peace with myself. I was comfortable with the way my life was going. I was happy. Okay? For everybody that's been knowing me for however long y'all knew me for, y'all seen my social media. Y'all saw that I was doing my thing. I was going to school. I was cooking, juicing, just having fun with life, having fun trying out things and doing things. And this is the shit that I told another guy this. I was like, why is it that when you meet somebody and you in your prime, the prime of your life, where you're starting to have fun with life, where you're starting to enjoy the new things that comes into your life, and you starting to elevate, you starting to evolve into this world, and then you meet somebody and they went from being so good to you, being so sweet and so understanding and respectful, to being such a monster and being all this bad shit because they can't keep it together. They can't keep their emotions in check. This is what you call unchecked emotions of a man. Is when they don't like to be told to wait. They don't like to be told no. And this is not for anybody who actually has been good to their women. If this does not apply to you, let it fly. But one thing I'm not going to tolerate is the disrespect in my comments. So anybody that feels some type of way about this and you don't like it, you're more than welcome to keep it moving. It costs $0 to keep it moving, just like it costs $0 to watch my videos and to support it. Now, I'm only talking to the people that's been in this type of relationship before, or that is going through it now. Only. Anybody who feels some type of way about it is because I hit a nerve. And I'm probably telling the truth. And y'all don't like it. Y'all probably recognize some of the behaviors y'all distributing. No, not distributing. Sorry. Y'all performing and give it to your significant other. And you don't like it when somebody called you out on that. Now, if you have a problem with a woman checking you about your behavior and standing up to you, you need to talk to God. You need to pray. You need to go to a pastor. You need to go see a therapist. Go see somebody. Because one thing you're not going to do, and this goes for anybody out here, you're not going to shut me up or shut a woman up when she defends herself, when she speaks up for herself. You don't like it, keep it moving. And like I said this to him so many times, you met your match. Because I'm not the type of girl that would just back out and just let you walk all over me, let you disrespect me. I'm not one of these soft ass chicks, these little white girls that let you talk to her any type of way and disrespect her, and not supposed to just conform to your rules and everything and just be sensitive and be like, yes, sir, no, sir. No. One thing my mother and my grandmother taught me was to respect myself and to defend myself and to speak up for myself and to fight back. I would never let a man disrespect me, walk all over me, or talk to me any kind of way. So better believe the way you treat me is what you're going to get right back. Like I said, I return energies. Now, here's the last and final moments that we had together that was embarrassing to me, that I didn't like. And this was the final straw that broke the camel's back, that I knew it was time to leave this man alone. The public embarrassment, getting in my face in school, was a major escalation. Because I told him that I return energies. The disrespect and the crazy emotional bitch ass behavior, like, just like the other day, he got upset with me, and this happened about over a week and a half ago, I think. I'm not sure, I don't remember. But He gets mad at me one night because I didn't want to kiss him or hug him when he came into my apartment. So I told him, how you expect for somebody to want to show you some warmth and hug and kiss after you constantly disrespecting me time and time again? And then not only on top of that, the reason why I stopped talking to him for the third time was because during this school semester, he went to Dominican Republic, and he called himself going to a Dominican Republic to meet up with his family to do some appraisal for a house or whatever the fucking case he was doing. Like I said, knowing me, I could be very paranoid, but at the same time, when my gut instinct tells me something, I'm going to listen to it, because I felt like this wasn't just about some appraisal of his house. My gut instinct kept telling me that he was doing something behind my back that I was not going to like, that he shouldn't be doing. But I didn't say nothing to him about that. I kept it to myself. And like I said, it's just the behavior. Like I said, it was the constant arguing, not wanting to be here with me when I needed to. I'm counting all the red flags and signs that this man showed me that he was, I don't know if he was cheating on me behind my back, but usually when a man treats you like this, because he got somebody else on the side. And if he don't have nobody else on the side, it's probably the fact that he just don't like you anymore, or he's intimidated by you, or whatever the case is. This man could be showing signs of anything. We don't know. We would never know why he did what he did in this relationship, why he ruined the relationship, why he emotionally abused the relationship and abused me. But I was trying to find out. Like I said, I wasn't the type to keep nagging at it, whatever. But I wanted to leave it alone. Because one thing I said to myself is, I'd rather leave somebody alone than to keep nagging them about something. And two, if I'm not happy, no one is going to be happy. If I'm not going to get what I want out of a relationship, no one's going to get what they want out of this relationship with me. Okay? At the end of the fucking day, he was wrong. And he showed so many fucking red flags. It was ridiculous. And it was time and time again where I had to sit here and tell myself to get over it, smile, and keep it moving. Because at the end of the day, relationships go through hard times. Relationships go through a lot of drama. And it's up to you whether or not you want to fight it out, you want to work it out, stick it out, whatever the case is, however they say. But this was not a relationship. This was an emotional and manipulation situationship. Then he makes up an excuse as to why he did what he did. He tells me, well, he hasn't been in a relationship in so long that he forgot what it's like to be in a relationship and how to treat a relationship, how to be in a relationship. Then he tries to use his criminal past as an excuse as to why he did what he did with me. And I'm like, that's not a real excuse. I don't give a shit if you've been in jail. I don't give a shit how long you was in jail for. So you got so used to being in jail, being around a bunch of guys, that all you could think about is fight or flight, defend yourself if somebody disrespects you. But here's the thing, you seem to forget, I am not a man, nor am I your inmate. I am not your roommate or whatever. I am not any of those guys that you saw in jail. And that's what he got twisted. So, like I said, with the arguing in my school and him cutting my phone off, because by the way, he did that bitch ass move by cutting my phone off after giving it to me, all because I stood up for myself. Yeah, you heard that right. But here's the thing he failed to realize, because his dumbass never think And this is where men get shit twisted. Y'all think because y'all turn off somebody's phone after buying them a phone that the women don't have no money to turn their phone back on. Stupid fucks. When I say you don't think things through, you don't think things through. So you do the stupidest shit. You think that's supposed to do something. So turning off that phone, it wasn't just him being petty. It was intentional control. He felt like since he gave me something, he could take it away if I don't behave. If y'all notice those type of signs in a man, y'all need to fucking leave. Another red flag. When a partner yells at you, causes a scene, tries to intimidate you, gets in your face, that's emotional aggression and childish behavior, and it often becomes worse over time. Stop thinking this is normal, ladies. Don't ever think this is normal. This is not what a normal relationship is. This is not what men do. This is what boys do. Grown-ass boys. When they can't have shit their way, they want to use emotional tactics and manipulate you. They want to take things from you as a sign of a punishment and think that you're supposed to bow down to them, run after them, and beg and plead to them. Like I said, he got the wrong bitch at the wrong time. And sweetie, stop thinking I'm broke. I could always turn on my phone. I could replace a phone. You ain't shit. And you ain't never going to be shit. And since he is following me, he subscribed to me on my channel, by the way. So, of course, I don't know if he's ever going to see this. But if he does see this, I'm letting you know now. And let this message get through to your head. You lost. Not only that you lost me, but you lost this fight. You never won. I don't know why you think you ever won. You was never going to win. And I told you this before. You're never going to win with me when it comes to arguments and fights. You could turn off whatever the fuck you want to turn off. Devices, whatever you want. But don't ever think a woman is broke. Too broke to turn anything back on. Because, sweetie, I just turned my phone back on. And you are blocked. Not only that, I'm changing my phone number. And the sight of you getting upset with me because I stood up for myself and let you know what you're not going to do to me, and see the look on your face of defeat, brought pleasure to my eyes. You know what else brings pleasure to my mind and my heart is the fact that I was strong enough to let you go, strong enough to leave you the fuck alone and get out of the relationship ahead of time before it gets worse. Because women, emotional abuse turns into physical abuse. And if you ever get to that point, you need to get the hell out. Fight back. Don't let no man overpower you. Don't let no man control you, manipulate you, and stop thinking that you can't get out of this relationship. I don't give a damn if he got good sex game. I don't care how gorgeous he is, how much money he has, or if he even have any money at all. I don't give a damn his status about anything. I don't give a shit about anything when it comes to a man. Especially when it comes to you disrespecting me, emotionally abusing me, and making me feel like I am less than you. If any man make you feel that way, you need to get the hell out. Because a real man, not a grown-ass boy, would never ever do this to a woman. A real man would never make excuses up, would never blame you for their emotional bullshit, their baggages, and they would never ever try to manipulate you into getting what they want. It's okay to be honest. But after that honesty, it's about moving the fuck on. You could say whatever you want to say. You could sit and tell a woman what you want. But if that woman disagrees with you and decides not to want to date you because of what you're looking for versus what she's looking for, don't get mad about that. And then here's another thing I wanted to let everybody know. If a man decides not to put any effort in you, he's saying, okay, here's a funny thing about it. Let me let y'all know something. I'm going to take this man and use him as an excuse. As an example, not excuse, example of what not to go for. A man that doesn't want to show you respect, boundaries, romance, effort, consistency, don't want to be present, is not the man for you. He's not. If you're with somebody who constantly wants to manipulate you to get what he wants, disrespect your boundaries, you tell this man this is what you go for versus what you won't go for, and he decides he wants to keep pushing those boundaries, leave. A man that shows no effort, like I said, consistency, doesn't want to take you out on dates, doesn't want to show you no respect, no love, anything like that. He wants access to you, not a partnership with you. Those red flags you need to leave. Leave because of those. No, it does not get better. A man that shows no emotional safety is not the man for you. This was never a relationship. This was a situationship where he took full advantage of my kindness, patience, and hope. Because I did hope for the best in this man. I was hoping that this man turned out to be someone different than all the rest. And he kept asking me to give him a chance. And then the funny thing was, he kept asking me, why me? Why do I want to give him a chance? Why? Because I've been dating women for so fucking long. It's been years since I dated a guy. I had tried dating a guy back in 2023. I tried dating a guy back in 2017. And it didn't work. Clearly, me dating men doesn't work for me. Never have I ever in my entire life been through this much drama, stress, and manipulation from a woman. But a man, I kept saying to myself every day, and I blamed myself a couple of times in the past, and I realized it was not me. It was them. And I don't give a shit who doesn't believe it, who doesn't care for it. It's not for y'all to believe and care for it. But never in my entire life would I ever was given this much of a hard time from a man. And I always tell guys out here, because I have conversations with guys all the time out here, just for the hell of it, to see where their head is at. Why give a woman a hard time about giving her what she wants, but then expect for her to give you what you want? If you know you're not the type to give a woman what she wants and you're not emotionally stable, you're not emotionally available, don't waste a woman's time. If you know you're still healing from past relationships, or you're healing from emotional trauma of a relationship, or what you're going through personally in your life, whether it's you just got out of jail, whether your life is turning to shit and you trying to find a way to turn it around, do not put yourself in a position of trying to date a woman knowing that your mind and emotions are not fully intact. You're not ready for a relationship. Whatever you go through in life, get that shit situated before getting into a relationship. Because all that could bleed into your new relationships. I am so happy that I got up and left this relationship. I saw the truth in this man and I left. This is not a sign of weakness, but more of a sign of strength and self-respect. And these men could flip it, twist it however they want. because they would never ever come to terms that they are the fucking problem. And then a lot of men always sitting here blame women for their emotional trauma. Like, these men get upset when a woman say, I'd rather choose the bear. Choose the bear over a man. Because if I got to go through the emotional trauma with this man, or physical trauma with this man, I'd rather be with the bear. I do bad by myself. I was fine before this man came in my life. I was happy. I was settled and everything. I have recognized the disrespect, the lies, the manipulation, the inconsistency, the emotional pressure, the boundary violations, and I ended it. And I saw what this man really wanted. At the end of the day, this man only wanted, and excuse my language, but we're adults here. Just like how he tried to violate my whole celibacy thing, all this man wanted was to get his dick wet. He didn't want nothing else but just to get his dick wet. Because if he really wanted something deeper, like a real relationship, he wouldn't have done all this shit to me. Nor would he try to screw anything up. I didn't believe that he really wanted anything more than just sex. And this shows because he showed it throughout the whole relationship. The strength, the clarity, the self-respect, I showed. This was my clarity. I didn't want to stay in a relationship with him because I knew this is what's going to happen. And I told him this. I was like, if this is going to turn out to be an abusive relationship between me and you, I'd rather be single. Because this is not what I signed up for. And this is why majority of women out here turns lesbian. Because time and time again, they put their heart and soul and hope into a man, only for them to be disappointed at the end, because they saw the truth that they feared not to see. They was hoping not to see it, and the men, they demonstrated it. My heart hurt it for a while. And yeah, I spend nights crying about it, because this is the shit that I can't believe women out here really go through. And this is the first time I went through anything like this. Now I see what women are seeing out here. And it does not feel good. It's not fun. No woman should have to go through this. Just to be loved, to be paid attention to be adored, respected. No woman should have to go through the emotional abuse because they want a relationship. Every woman deserves to be happy, to want to be in a relationship. Every woman deserves to be in a relationship where they could be looked at as the number one priority. Every woman, just like me, that dreams of being a mother and being a wife and living a beautiful home with their husbands, should not have to go through an intense amount of pressure and abuse because men can't get their shit together. And then another thing I realized is that a lot of men take your past and use it against you. Like, they take your emotions and use it against you as a weapon. Those are the type of men that is not happy with themselves. And like I said, I don't speak for everybody. So if this doesn't apply, let it fly. Only reason why those type of guys do this to women is because they're not happy with themselves. They feel like they've been wronged by society. They feel like their trust has been abused by the one person that's supposed to, show them how you say it. What I'm trying to say is, some of this starts with relationships and some starts with the home. How you grow up watching your parents carry their relationship is how you have your type of relationships, how you carry your relationships. And a lot of women's been saying this because it's the truth, and we see it in y'all. You grow up watching your parents argue and fight. You think that shit is normal. You never was taught that that was not normal. So you was never taught what real normal relationships would be like, what real marriages should be like, how men supposed to treat their women. And this says a lot about him. And another point I made, and I made to several female friends of mine, several associates, is that a man treats you based on how he feels about you. And it could be for several reasons. Sorry, I had to take a moment to myself. This shit is like, you know what's so crazy is that I try so hard to be strong to my sister and to my friends and classmates. Let them know that you don't have to look like what you go through. And a lot of people say this to me because they see it. I don't look like what I went through. I don't look like what I've been through because I learned how to keep a smile on my face throughout struggles. And I always tell people that everything is fine. I'm okay. And some people feel it, some people don't. Some people see it, some people don't. When you're not happy with yourself, you're not happy with your life, you tend to take that out on people's. And then another thing when it comes to dating, and like I said, what I wanted to say is, if a man treats you like shit and shows you no respect, nothing, it's like, you ever heard that saying that goes, how a man treats his mother and the women in his life is how he treats you. Oh, that's real. That's very much real. And it explains it all when it came to him, because he had no relationship with his mother. From what he told me, they never got along. So they stopped speaking to each other, or he stopped speaking to her. God knows why and why they stopped speaking, but how a man treats his mother, sisters, or any woman in his family is exactly how he's going to treat the women in his life that he dates. You had a good relationship with the women in your family, I know for a fact you're going to have a good relationship with the woman that's in your life that you're dating. And I see this a lot. I swear to you. Growing up, I dreamed about having relationships that I've seen out here. I have seen a lot of great relationships that was long lasting. I've seen people who grew up from high school, end up getting married, having children, and being happy. Having their happily ever after. I've seen people who grew up with each other from the time they was kids, babies, to now rekindle their relationship, end up being together to this day. Then I've seen older couples who celebrate their 30th wedding anniversary, their 40th, or their 25th anniversary, and they'll tell their stories of how they met, how the relationship started, who came to who. Those type of relationships every woman dream of. Every woman desire, and every woman should have, because you deserve it. And it's a shame how there's a lot of guys out here who feel like women don't deserve that. And I say, you only feel that way because you are not getting it. Because you're not getting what you want, you think no woman should have what they want. And because you have to wait for so long and try so hard to get what you want, you think until you get that from a woman first, you're not going to give that to him. And that's another thing I don't understand and I don't like, is why men think that way. Why y'all feel that way? If, like, y'all supposed to be the first ones to get what y'all want before giving a woman what she wants. And then another thing I noticed is a lot of guys, and I said this in previous videos for the last couple of years, Men want to be spoiled like women, want to be treated like a woman, but then want to be a man. If you want to be treated like how we get treated as women, go find a female. Go find another man. You want to be a bitch and you want to get treated like a woman so bad, you want the princess treatment. Go find a man that will give that to you. There's plenty of men out here that would love to do that for another man. But you cannot honestly sit here and call yourself a man because you have a penis between your leg and then want to sit here and talk about, oh, you want love first. You want a woman to give you love first, give you romance first, treat you like a king first. What sense does that make? Any guy that performs bitch behavior, female behavior, run for the hills. That's not the man for you. And then I honestly think some men out here don't even like women. Y'all tolerate women. Women might be y'all vagina piece, but what y'all really want is from another man. And with that being said, y'all need to be with one. Don't ever call yourself trying to be with a woman and think it's okay to treat her this way. It's okay to talk to her this way. Give her the worst emotional abusive relationship possible and think you're supposed to be treated well. You must be out of your rabbit ass mind if you think any woman's going to bow down to you or soften up and let you treat her however you want. I don't know where y'all getting this horrible behavior from, but that shit's going to stop. And then y'all get mad when women turn to other women. No, expect that shit. Take your loss like a man and keep it moving. Find somebody who doesn't mind being in an abusive relationship with you. Find somebody who doesn't mind letting you talk to them and treat them however you want to treat them. Because there's a lot of women out here who don't have self-respect or self-esteem. Their self-esteem is as low as the fucking dress they have, whatever the fucking case is. Just don't come to me. And do yourself a favor. Leave me the fuck alone. I'm doing just fine. My life has been great before you came in it. And you know exactly who the fuck you are if you're seeing this. I had never felt so strong in my life than this year. This year has been a roller coaster for me. Like I said before, I had a lot of ups, but I had a lot of downs. And no matter what black spell anybody put on me, or I don't care how many people wish me harm, death, ill, all that shit would never ever bring me down. I always bounce back. I'm like rubber. I bounce back no matter what situation I've been in, no matter what I put myself through or what anybody puts me through. You cannot keep a good woman down. And I show this to everybody every day because it's the truth. I've been through a lot of harsh shit with men before. This is not my first time being in a relationship like this where I gotta fight a man in order to have peace in my life because I got sick and tired of his shit and his disrespect. And the minute I started noticing a man's behavior, I had to run out. I had to leave. I am not about to stick around long enough to make this man or let a man make me his punching bag. We're not doing that. So yeah, I'm happy that I got out when I did. And my life is slowly going back to normal. But one thing he didn't do was put my self-esteem down. I have so much self-respect, it's not even funny. And I'm very self-confident. So no, he wasn't strong enough to make me lower my self-esteem or make me doubt myself or question myself. And like I say, if you're out there and you're watching this, do yourself a favor. Leave me the fuck alone. I moved on. And I am truly happy. And I'm happy with myself. I'm happy with my new relationship. I'm happy with everything. I elevated my relationship with my partner, my new partner, in ways that I didn't think was possible. And being open to her, it made me feel like everything. She made me feel safe enough to open up to her about anything. I could talk to her about anything. And she'll sit there and listen. No questions, no judgment, no victim blaming, nothing. Will I ever go back to a man? I don't even know. I'm leaning towards no, because I rather, and listen to me clearly, y'all, I rather grate my vagina on a cheese grater than to get back with a man. I'd rather step on millions of fucking hot coals and nails. I'd rather chew on fucking bricks than to get with a man. I rub my fucking pussy on the cheese grater so fucking hard before I even fucking get with another man. And I know this is not what my family or grandmother will want, because I know my grandmother will want me to be with a man. I know my family will want me to be happy, and I know God wants me to be happy with a man. But I'm sorry, because it's like when a man is not in the works for you after the shit they do, it's like, what choice do you have? I'm sorry, but for some real fucking reason, for some real weird reason, I don't know. I think it's not meant for me to be with a man. For real, I really think that it wasn't meant for me to be with a man, because how else would you define this? Like, how else would you say this? Like, I can't seem to get along with men. Men don't want to give me what I want in relationships. Men make it hard for me to get what I want in relationships. I can't seem to stop receiving all the harsh, talk, the harsh, how you say it, behavior, and the criticisms and the disrespect I get. It's like, for some reason, men always want to pick arguments and fights with me. If they don't like what they hearing coming out of my mouth, they will pick an argument with me. If they see that I have so much respect for myself and I'll defend myself to the fullest, they don't like that. Or if I speak up for myself and I tell them what they're not going to do to me, and what they don't like that. If I tell them that I'm celibate and I don't want to have sex right now, instead of you saying, okay, I understand it and I respect that, you want to get upset and put up an argument with me and then tell me you'll break my rules? That's why I feel like I don't feel like, this is why I feel the way I feel when it comes to men, that men are not for me. It's not meant for me to have a man. And if it is, why am I having so much problems finding a decent human being to respect me, to love me, and to respect my boundaries? No man wants to wait to marriage to have sex. They feel like they should get it right then and there. And that's supposed to determine whether or not you will want to or should have a relationship with a woman. Sex should not determine anything. It should not determine whether or not that woman is worthy to be in your presence or worthy to have a relationship with you. Sex should not be the end all be all. If you feel like you cannot wait around for this woman, you don't think she's worth the wait, then you need to leave her alone and go to somebody else. There's too many women out here in this world for you to try to destroy one or try to disrespect one. Respect that woman's boundaries. It is not that deep to get your motherfucking dick wet and think that's the only thing that matters in this world. And then what's funny to me is that now that women is in the same position as women, men are in the same position as women, now you can't find a woman to take you serious that wants the same things you want and that she's giving you the hard time. Now, put yourself in a woman's shoes. Do you think that shit was right for you to do what you do? No. Don't do that to her.